And what we need is boulders like those ones we've seen with gold streaks in them. Now, if you haven't seen Riptide Pal's live stream, I strongly suggest you do it. I don't know how else to get all that information he put out in that, or that was put out in that. But the thing is, in all the games that were started after game launch, although there is not a hole, a spelunking hole, I can't remember what the hell they called it, a sinkhole. Uh, there is a piece of basalt that will turn into one. Now, if you don't get fire or light by night, Charlie or the Gru will come. That Charlie used to be Maxwell's girlfriend, and evidently she's still pissed about how the whole thing turned out. And she pretty much will kill anybody she finds in the night. Now, I'm not just making that up. That's from that video, the live stream. Usually I like to have something lined up to do at night, so I just feel like I'm really wasting time at night. And I always pretty much line up the first 4 items the same way in my inventory so I know what I have. Because those are the items to make fires and tools with. And if you get low on any of those, you can really screw yourself up. Now, if I'm someplace where I'm likely to be getting pounded by frogs, what frogs do is when they hit you, they steal an item from the first slot in your inventory. So if I'm carrying like poop around, I let them go ahead and steal the turds. It just kind of tickles me. Tickles me a lot more than them stealing my grass. So actually, we could kind of really burn it. Now, some people follow roads, and that's a good way to do it. I was watching Ghost Flames the 1M. I think that's the right order, all the pieces of that username. And he mentioned in his video that if you follow a road, it's bound to go somewhere, which is true. He did say it may not go where you wanted, but it would go somewhere. And that's also true. Alright, tall berries will kill the snot out of you before you have armor and a weapon, which we don't have either. But they're a good source of 2 large meat. Now we should be able to get gold here. That's a rocky area. Shit, I didn't eat the berries. Usually I eat at night too. I'm jabbering away here and I'm not awake yet. I need about another half gallon of Mountain Dew in me. See, like I said, by eating at night too, you can get that out of the way. Now, if there is gold here, that's kind of a perfect, I usually consider the first science machine kind of a throwaway because you really need rope and backpack and all that happy stuff out of it. And armor and a spear. The difference between using yeah, see, there you go. In fact, we might go ahead and do this sucker. I don't want to be overly close to him. Well, I think there was a grassy area. I played a lot of challenge videos lately where I was going with lots of monsters and stuff like that. It was really hard to put a camp anywhere because things would be just beat the crud out of you. And so I'm a little bit wary of, there's a koalefant turd if you don't know. You go select each one of those. That's where the tall bird is. If you burn that nest, he won't respawn if he's killed, but the thing is you don't want to do that in a regular game. That's more like if you're doing lots of tall birds and there's one like every 5 feet and they're killing the crud out of you. All right. And he will deter. follow you for an indeterminate length of time. Supposedly he doesn't follow you real far, but if he bugs, he might follow you for all of a day. So I think we can make the first, what am I lacking here? One more stone, damn it. That's what happens when you talk instead of playing. That's what happens when I do. Now any stone will do for the one more stone we need. Second science machine is 6 stones. So actually, since I screwed that up, we might as well dig till dusk. Actually, this, I don't know. I'd rather not, well, I'd rather not make the permanent base, the semi-permanent base, until I know I've got a food source. What I've been doing lately is sighting the base on rabbit holes because it's just an easy food source. It's easy to keep up with. Okay, let's do the backpack first. And we'll make the rest of this easy because there'll be a place for stuff to go. I'm just going to leave that here. It's one of the ingredients. Niter is one of the ingredients for gunpowder. Alright, one of the basic things you need is rope. Since we've got a lot of wood here, I might actually make it, I don't know, I got mixed feelings. I don't need a chest here. You need boards for the second machine, but you'll have to build a first, well, we could put the second machine in here, so I don't know. We could do something I don't normally do here. And I'm talking to myself, but it'll make sense later. Alright, the straw roll makes the nighttime go away, but you need grass to make it. Now you see how fast we're going through grass now. Okay, let's go back to straw roll. Now rain will lessen your sanity. Alright, spear is stick, and I assume you guys can read, so I'm not reading all these. Alright, any weapon, even a spear, is better than no weapon at all, so. Alright, now the armor, and see, that's why we made all this extra rope, or seemingly extra rope. So now we're in a lot better shape to fight than we were. A lot of people carry that armor in their backpack because when you equip it, you'll drop your backpack anyway. I just never have, because usually what I'm fighting is going to drop something and I'm going to want to pick it up, so I just soon have the empty slot. Rain will also trash your fire, and we should actually get to some tree chopping here so we don't have a problem. It causes you to burn more fuel is what I mean by trash. And another big thing we need to open is the shovel so we can pick up these stumps. But since it's so close to nightfall, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got enough wood to keep the fire going all night. Plus we'll need wood to do the second science machine. I'm not going to put it here, but what we're going to do is get all the ingredients for it and put it back into whatever, into a limbo area where it's ready when we want it. It's kind of a, well, it's not kind of an exploit, it is an exploit. Now the Gru used to hit for 60 hit points, so 3 hits will kill you if you're anybody but Wolf. I don't remember what Wolfgang's hit points are now. All that stuff's in Wiki. I know from playing Maxwell, his are only 75, which makes him a really damaged character. Same thing with Wes. That's one reason Wes is hardcore, as he has less hit points. See, we haven't needed those carrots yet that I didn't pick, and they'd be starting to spoil now. That's with that green going down. Now, if it hits into the yellow, you can revive it. If it hits anywhere, you can revive it some by cooking it, but not a huge amount. So now we're going to want to refine stone for our science machine. Oh, the shovel. Now, every time you do a prototype, it raises your sanity a certain amount. I think it used to be 15. Oh, we could talk about what you call it while I'm doing this nonsense. Let me glance at my notes here. So anyway, any after launch world should have a pillar of basalt. It's that black stone you can't break. And once they bring out the update, that will turn into a sinkhole. And it will be your entry into the bunny kingdom. And Wilson's World didn't have that. There will be light directly under the sinkhole, and at different places it seemed like a lot where the bunny villages were, there were a lot of holes with light streaming through them. The bunnies live in giant carrots. That's their version of pig houses, and those can be broken with a hammer, and you can collect bunny tails, and I'm not sure what the other ingredients of the bunny houses were, but Kevin said either this update or at some or soon you'd be able to build the bunny houses on the surface. So it gives you a new mob. The thing about bunnies is they're vegetarians. If you have any form of meat on you, they will automatically aggro and attack you. So what he said was if they saw you bribing a pig, obviously pigs are bribed or hired with meat, then obviously they would see you with meat on your hand and in your hands, and they would attack you. So it'd be hard to hire the pigs and the bunnies at the same time. He didn't say they were mutually offensive, had mutual aggro to each other, but it would be a problem. Okay, we could probably go ahead and get that stone. I've got enough room. See, the backpack is just like a huge change in what's going on with you. Now, by preference, I'm going to go after these gold ones. Well, actually, I am going to go after these. Well, I need stone also. So we need gold. We need 6 gold for the second science machine. But we need refined stone for it too. I don't think we need all that much for it. Thing is, once you get a real camp set up, you'll go through stone like crazy. Yeah, it's only 2 pieces of refined stone. And that was 3 each. Boards are 4 each. Rope is 3 each. Oh crud, tell me I haven't run out of my stony area here. But it's almost impossible to have too much stone once you set up your real base. You use it in crock pots. It's just a lightning rod. Now, and you'll see old videos again where these gold streak stone boulders don't always drop gold, and they changed that, so they always drop at least 1 gold and sometimes 2. And gold's another thing. You'll need it for a refrigerator, need it for the lightning rod. Hard to have, and plus you can make your luxury tools out of it, your tools that take longer to wear out. But it's hard to have too much gold or too much stone. Should have gone and killed that damn tall bird is what I should have done. Now, where the heck are we? Okay, another thing is when you're going back to some place, if it doesn't really matter, it doesn't hurt to go through an area where you haven't been before just to pick up another little piece of your map. Alright, this is a fallen adventure, but that's also swamp, and it could very easily have tentacles in it. It may be a little tiny swamp, but it could very easily have tentacles in it. Any patch of swamp, no matter how small, and see, it could have a tentacle all the way out here just because of the way the game is. Tentacles. Now, if you press spacebar, it should attack any tentacle down there. I'm thinking there aren't any. Okay, so we couldn't pick up the wood. Okay, that's cool. Now you can't, it used to be able, you could pick up stuff with something, holding something with the cursor, and I don't know, people were using that to carry 2 backpacks. I was one of the villains of our story, just because it cut out some of the grinding and toting, carrying stuff around constantly. And so in order to fix it so you couldn't exploit it, they made it so you can't pick anything up while you've got something in your cursor, which is kind of neither here nor there. Now we need more boards. Alright, that's second science machine. Oh, the refined is on the ground. I see my problem. I've picked this other crud up. And it's nighttime, so we need a fire.